I've been working in corporate America for about a little bit more than 5 years now. Here are 5 things that you should know if you're starting off your career in corporate America. These are just advices that I've kind of accumulated over the years, and I think that they'll be helpful to you as well. The number one thing is nobody's going to care about your career more than you will. Now listen, I understand that there might be a lot of people in your life right now that want the best for you. Maybe you think that's your mentor that loves you a lot. Maybe you think it's your parents. Maybe you think it's basically anyone and everybody that really care about you and want the absolute best for you, and they give you suggestions all the time. Understand this, that they're never going to care about your career more than you care about it yourself, okay? Yes, I do understand that people will always want you to succeed, especially your loved ones. But at the end of the day, nobody else can take those actions in actually progressing through their career except for you. That's it. That's the only person that's in charge of you. So number one, make sure to work hard and make sure to take the proper steps in actually making sure that you will progress in your career. Whether that's enhancing your education by getting a master's degree, whether that's earning new certifications as well, or maybe just even hosting your own trainings and making sure that you are actually seen. And that brings me to my second most important thing that I think that everybody should know is make sure you are seen. Listen, I understand that a lot of people are going to be introverted and they're not going to want to talk about their accomplishments, especially to their own managers or to their own bosses. The amount of corporate BS that is out there is unfathomable. Like, for example, if you're working really hard, you might not get the recognition just because somebody else worked less, but they just promoted their work so much more. So at the end of the day, how you market yourself is literally everything. I cannot emphasize that enough. Listen, if you are a mediocre worker, but you are an excellent marketer, I promise you, you will go so much farther than somebody who's a hard worker and just like a terrible marketer of themselves, okay? Boast about your skills. Boast about every single thing that you have accomplished. Boast about your projects that you have done. Boast about how you have enhanced the team's experience or whatever it is that you have done. Make a list of your accomplishments. Make a list of the tasks that you have done as well, and keep an ongoing list, okay? What I personally like to do is that I like to make a personal weekly report about all the things that I have done over the past week, right? I typically end up just making it on Thursday or Friday, and it basically is just a list of tasks that I have accomplished throughout this entire week. And that's how I track my own progress. That's how I can kind of refer back to whenever I have meetings with my manager about my performance. And I promise you, you are going to forget a lot of the things that you even worked on. So this is a great way for you to remember all of these things that you did work on and all of the things that you are not getting credit for or are getting credit for. So the next time when you have to meet with your manager, maybe it could be on your 6-month review or your yearly review, or really whenever it is that you're due for a raise, you can have this document of work that you have accomplished, and you have a negotiating point that, hey, I've done all this work. I'm worth so much more to the company, and I do so much more than what I actually was required to do when I actually got hired. So I think I deserve fair compensation. And guess what? It's not just some sort of anecdotal experience or anecdotal evidence. And because you have that documented evidence, it's not just going to be your word versus your manager's word. Like, no, you have it documented. And besides, whose word do you think people are going to believe? Your word or your manager's word? It's going to be your manager's word, honestly. So make sure you have it documented about what it is that you're working on, how you're contributing, so you have that negotiation tactic. Reflection number 3, chase the dang money. Listen, I don't know what it is that you want out of life, okay? But let me premise this by saying that I understand what I want out of a job, okay? I want a good paying job, and I want good benefits, and there's only so much that I'm willing to give up in my personal life for pay. For example, I'm willing to drive a little bit farther and commute a little bit further for a little bit more pay, to a certain limit. I know that I'm willing to commute about 40 minutes there and back for maybe 20,000 more or 30,000 more every single day. I'm willing to do that, but I have that figured out by myself. You need to do that homework, and you need to figure that out by yourself as well. I'm not going to be able to tell you if it's worth it or not, I'm only going to be able to advise you on how to actually think about it. But essentially, to me, my career or my job is basically just a vehicle for me to make money so I can actually get the lifestyle that I actually want. And just a quick side note, I really don't understand how people find enjoyment in their jobs, how people find enjoyment in their careers. Like, yeah, sure, like you've done something great. It doesn't matter to me personally. I'm there 9 to 5 and I'm out of there, okay? I don't think about work outside of work. I don't let it stress me out. But if you're one of those people that actually finds a lot of fulfillment in working on something and sitting behind a desk or a computer for more than 8 hours a day, props to you. I'm just not that person. So I would always suggest is to follow the money, okay? Make sure that you're negotiating right, and make sure that you're doing all the things that will make sure that you're getting paid the most amount of money. There's absolutely no benefit to you for leaving money on the table, because I promise you, these companies will try to lowball you and they will try to overwork you. Reflection number 4. Show loyalty to no single damn company. Listen, I am somebody who I advise all of my friends whenever they're working, or anybody that ever asks me about company loyalty and being good to your manager, or just staying at a company for less pay, or maybe not for less pay, but for the same amount of pay, or maybe you just haven't been getting promoted and you're wondering if you should still stay at that company. My answer is always to leave the company as long as you have a better offer. Listen, there's no amount of loyalty that you can show any particular company, any corporation, that will make them let you keep your job even when you're not turning a profit. That's all you are to them. You're a profit-making humanoid robot. That's all that it is, okay? I promise you, the second and the minute that they realize that they need to cut costs, guess who's coming first? It's you. And who's going to pay for that? You're going to pay for that, and your family is going to pay for it, because you thought that being loyal to a company was actually going to get you anywhere. Now look, I used to have this argument with my parents all the time when I was younger. I would always say that, like, dude, you should just like quit and grab new jobs. Like, what do you mean, like staying at the same old job? And it was very boomer mentality of them. I get that they just wanted to stay at one job. They would always advise me not to leave a company if I had until at least I had worked there for about 2 years or more. And my whole thing was like, no, if I'm getting a better offer, then I'm going to leave. And they're like, well, isn't that going to look bad on you? Isn't that going to look bad on your resume? And I'm just like, let it. Like, if a company wants to hire me, they're going to hire me. And that is my mentality as well. I don't think that you should show any particular signs of loyalty at all. If a company is paying you, they're paying you. If a company is not paying you, they're not paying you. Like, I watch the NBA a lot, okay? Players will literally want to stay in a certain team, and then that same team will trade them when they're just distressed assets, or whenever they're not useful to them anymore. You know why? Because those players are employees. You're the same. You're nothing different to them. And I promise you, you're probably even worse, because you're not a hard-to-find talent. You're not a specialized player like NBA stars are, okay? You're just nobody. You're just a random employee. You're employee number 1,378. You don't think that they're just going to offshore your job off the second that they get a chance? There's no reason for you to show loyalty to any company. If you're getting a better offer somewhere else, don't even dare think about the emotional decision or the emotional aspect of, oh, I need to show loyalty to my company because this company has been good to me. Hey, that's great. They've been great to you. But understand this. If it comes down to, say, your manager having to pick his job or your job, he's going to pick his job. You're going to get fired. You're going to get laid off. So you're going to get furloughed. It's going to happen. It's a numbers game to them, and it should be a numbers game to you as well. It's strictly business. There's nothing emotional about this. You can still keep the same relationships that you have. You can still hang out with your old coworkers. I understand it's not going to be the same, that you're going to be sad for a little bit, but I promise you, you're going to be just fine. Human beings are great at adapting to new environments. And reflection number 5. Don't let companies or management ever overburden you with work. Set your boundaries, right? And don't let anybody tell you any different, okay? Don't let them walk all over you, because I promise you, if you let it happen once, it's gonna happen a second time, and then a third time, and then it's gonna keep on happening. I'm fully aware that sometimes special requests and special accommodations are needed. Maybe you're just like in a really busy time of the week, or maybe a busy time of the month. Yeah, sure, if you want to work a little bit extra just because you want to value the team and like the connection that you have, and basically just advance your career at the current job that you're at, go for it. But understand this: once you let management, or once you let anybody come in between you and leaving work, or just you taking work home, then I promise you, it's always going to happen. It's not going to stop. I was literally getting into the elevator, getting ready to go home, and it's a Thursday. I saw my boss's boss, so not even my boss, but my boss's boss came into the elevator with me. And I asked him, I was like, hey, you have any weekend plans? And he's like, the weekend? It's like, oh man, I don't even know when was the last time that I had a weekend to myself. Like, I typically just end up working on the weekends as well. And I looked, and I was just like I was just dumbfounded, honestly. This man has kids, this man has a whole family, and he's literally still working weekends. And I get that. Look, maybe that's something that he finds fulfillment in, but understand this: to get up there requires a little bit of sacrifice, and if that's not the price that you're willing to pay, don't do it. If you like your job enough to sacrifice your weekends, go for it. That's all you. I'm not. So I'm not going to sacrifice my weekends. There could be a fire at the company and my boss is not going to know where I am because I'm not picking up the phone. I promise you, Teams and Outlook notifications completely off. I literally just have it to reply to messages if I'm ever late for work. Treat it like a job. Don't make it your entire life, because I promise you, these companies will not hesitate to make you work harder. They will always try their best to extract every single ounce of soul outside of your body. And if you let them, then it's going to be super easy for them. And you're going to pay the price, because you're going to be burnt out. You're going to go home and you're going to be exhausted. You're not going to find any time for your hobbies. You're not going to find any time for your family. And that's literally what's going to happen. But anyways, guys, I'll make a part 2 if you guys want me to. These are just 5 reflections that I had off the top of my head that I think everybody should really know and everybody should really follow. And by the way, this is just not my personal opinion. These are also the opinions of people that I'm close to, that I've actually talked to these things about, and that basically just value the same things as me. And some of the things that I value are personally living life, family, traveling, having fun outside of work, and not making your freaking job your entire identity, okay? Anyways, I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.